The concept of a Satanic New World Order has been a topic of debate and speculation among conspiracy theorists for decades. According to this ideology, a group of powerful individuals and organizations are secretly working to create a one-world government that would control every aspect of people's lives. Recently, some proponents of this theory have argued that the climate change movement is being used as a tool to further the goals of this supposed New World Order. They claim that the alarming messages about climate change are being exaggerated and manipulated to oppress individuals and restrict their freedoms. One of the primary ways in which climate change propaganda is allegedly being used to oppress people is through the promotion of drastic measures to reduce carbon emissions. These measures often involve significant increases in taxes, regulations on businesses, and restrictions on personal freedoms such as travel and consumption. Proponents of the New World Order theory argue that these measures are not actually intended to mitigate the effects of climate change, but rather to consolidate power and control over the population. They claim that the elites who are pushing for these measures are using the fear of climate change to justify the implementation of a totalitarian system in which the government has complete control over every aspect of people's lives. Another way in which climate change propaganda is being used to oppress people, according to this theory, is through the suppression of dissenting voices. Anyone who questions the official narrative on climate change is quickly labeled a denier and marginalized by the media and the scientific community. This, proponents of the New World Order theory argue, is a classic tactic used by totalitarian regimes to silence opposition and maintain control over the narrative. By suppressing dissenting voices, the elites who are pushing for climate change mitigation measures are able to maintain a monopoly on the narrative and prevent alternative perspectives from being heard. Furthermore, some proponents of the New World Order theory argue that the climate change movement is being used to promote a radical leftist agenda that seeks to undermine traditional values and social structures. They claim that the emphasis on sustainability, renewable energy, and social justice is actually a Trojan horse for a broader agenda that seeks to dismantle capitalism, patriarchy, and other institutions that are seen as oppressive. This, they argue, is part of a larger effort to create a globalist, socialist system in which the state has complete control over the means of production and distribution. However, it is essential to note that these claims are not supported by empirical evidence and are based on a flawed understanding of the climate change debate. The overwhelming scientific consensus is that climate change is real, and it is primarily caused by human activities such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation. The measures being proposed to mitigate the effects of climate change, such as transitioning to renewable energy and increasing energy efficiency, are based on sound scientific research and are intended to reduce the risks associated with climate change, not to oppress people. In conclusion, while the idea that climate change propaganda is being used to oppress people may seem plausible to some, it is essential to approach this topic with a critical and nuanced perspective. The claims made by proponents of the New World Order theory are not supported by evidence and are based on a flawed understanding of the climate change debate. It is crucial to rely on credible sources of information and to approach this topic with a skeptical and open-minded perspective, recognizing that the climate change movement is a complex and multifaceted issue that requires a thoughtful and evidence-based approach. By doing so, we can work towards addressing the real challenges posed by climate change rather than getting bogged down in conspiracy theories and misinformation.